Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey and the Resolves, and today we're going to be talking about spoilers. I do also have one of my own which I'll be revealing at the end of the video, but for now let's talk about the mechanic that we've got, and that is Spellcraft. So Spellcraft is going to be a pretty good mechanic as far as I'm concerned. It's going to really help players who feel like they're flooding a lot because it'll give them something to do with that additional power later on in the game. Though some of these cards might not be the most efficient up front, just by having that additional option it sort of really pays for it, as most of these will probably at least end up being a 2 for 1 or better. So we've started off with a spell radical and spellcraft, and this was the Welding Torch. So you'll notice you've got spellcraft 3 as well as a cost of 4 in the top. So you can pay just 4 if you want, and that'll give you one of your units the +3/+2 weapon. You can also pay the extra 3 as you're playing it to also get the extra effect. And with the Welding Torch, that's going to be spellcraft 3. So you pay 7 in total and you play Torch. So this isn't like Power Surge, it is optional. So if you had something else that you wanted to do with the power, then you can feel free to do that instead. But it's just extra options and functionality that you're going to get. So the Welding Torch is definitely going to be a draft card that I'll be happy to pick. Just like to put this on a flyer, kill my opponent's flyer with the spellcraft ability, and then just get in there for a bunch. But next up we've got one that is perhaps a little bit more suited towards the ranked ladder play, and that is the Sword of Unity. So traditionally, combat units tend to be a little bit beefier than the average unit anyway, so giving them lifesteal and overwhelm is going to be great, because that's really going to help you to both win a race and stop your opponent from being able to chump block from just like random temple scribes whilst they're trying to race you back. But the Sword of Unity is not just a 4 power +2/+2 with lifesteal and overwhelm, which is a lot of skills if we're going to be pairing this with something like an Unseen Commando, but also a Spellcraft 2, and you can pay 6 in total. So you pay the 4 for the Sword of the Unit and then the additional 2 for the Spellcraft, and that'll play a Stand Together. So Stand Together is a card that will give all of your units +1/+1 and Aegis. And often if the Sword of the Unit on its own isn't enough to swing the battle in your favour, then playing these Stand Together as well certainly will be. And next up we have the spoiler spoiled by Platypus King, and that was the Vanquisher's Blade. And this I'm a real fan of. Just like Crouch Longsword, just pay 2 to get +2/+2, but with an extra kicker text of cards can't leave the enemy void, which is often going to be backbreaking because you'll be relying on your void a lot more than you actually realise. If you've just got like a tiny bit of synergy, like got some Dark Returns or something like that, this can be a real breaker. It's also got the additional effect of paying an additional 3 as you play it to play a Vanquish as well. So not only do you get to make one of your units bigger, but you get to kill basically your opponent's biggest unit and just crunch in there for a bunch. And this is a real 2 for 1. I know this is actually a little bit more expensive than the Hideout Pistol. I think the fact that it doesn't really require any tribal synergies to make it work is just really powerful. But let's go into our spoiler. So aside from the absurdly good artwork over here, we've got Alchemist Concoction, which is a 1 cost +0/+0 weapon that will give the wielder a random battle skill, as well as giving you the ability to pay an extra 4 to play an Alchemical Blast. So this isn't uncommon, so I'm pretty sure this is designed for draft, although it does have some constructed applications as well, if you want to get a little bit spicy. So for those at home, an Alchemical Blast is a 3 cost fast spell that will deal 2 damage. And this is to any target, so unit or player. It's basically like a little bit of a weaker Torch, but I find myself enjoying this in draft just as a bit of easier interaction in decks that don't tend to have it. So if I'm building something like Kuru and I've got much removal, I'm happy to pick one of these up just to pick something out of the way, or even get the old Alchemical Blast lethal. So for a total of 5, you get to play a random battle skill, one of your units, and Alchemical Blast. I think for the most part this will probably just be used for the Alchemical Blast, but it's also got weapon synergies. So a bunch of gunslingers. There are actually a bunch of units that actually care about having weapons on them. So things like the Cabal Bludgeoner, which will just get +2/+2. Got some more spicy inclusions like the Hellfire Oni. And these cards I just really want cheap weapons that are just going to be able to give you these effects. So the Hellfire Oni will give you double the effect. Not sure if you get the Spellcraft twice if you paid it, but getting 2 random battle skills is still good enough. As well as having some cute synergy by making your sure shot just a lot bigger by giving a +3/+3 just for the 1 cost, as well as being able to draw you a card off the Quartermaster. And the Quartermaster is pretty close to being a pretty nice sort of cheap weapon combo deck just to draw you a bunch of cards. And this is just going to give you more redundancy in the cheap weapons to sort of draw through your deck and get to wherever it is you're trying to finish the game with. We should also look at the random battle skill as well, because aside from just giving the Hero of the People a +1/+1 because you will get an additional battle skill, we also get to have some sort of effect like if we are playing an Unseen deck that cares about battle skills, we get to get an extra trigger of our Unseen Commando. We could even set up like a really big Deepwood Ranger. And I've also thought that Deepwood Ranger would be a lot better in like a direct attacking game, such as Hearthstone, where you just be able to turn this into just a giant and just take over the game. But Deepwood Ranger, if you're just going to pay 5 and get like an 8/8 or a 10/10, then that's just going to be an absurd rate. And it doesn't seem to be too much of a downside to have Alchemist Concoction in your spicy deck. As well as this card already has some synergies with some interesting cards that you might already want to play anyway. So this card's like Reinvigorate, where you get to ready one of your units and give it endurance, and it will get +1/+1 this turn for each of its battle skills. So with Alchemist Concoction, we'll just get an extra +1/+1 there. And we also get to try and break Master's Lesson, which if we're just on a battle skill tribal deck, we might be able to draw a bunch of cards off something that's got an Alchemist Concoction on it. But overall, I'm quite interested to see what this card can do. I think it's something I'll pick up in draft, and it's something that I'll try and brew around in Constructed. I do want to thank Direwolf Digital for chucking us a spoiler. Okay, so thanks for watching. I've been that Resolves. See you around.